I have two poems. The first one is Alma speaking to John, but it's Alma after she has read a lot of Carolyn Meese and Dr. Dan Siegel. The Chart of Anatomy. Oh, doctor, charming doctor, you possessed with your gift of gab to cajole those fluff heads as you escort them into the gaming parlor, the Rooster Coliseum, the upstairs fainting sofa where you can sweet talk them out of an attack of the vapors or their dainty slips. You, so certain that the energy of the world is all appetite and need, calculable, microscopic, easy to palpate. You, doctor, have an impressive medical chart and an equally impressive pointer with which you can slash and jab at the air in the direction of the chart's midsection in order to make your point that nowhere on this impressive bit of four-color Hippocratic illustration can be found the human soul. Your chart underwhelms me, doctor. It lacks more than a few of the colors so vital to sustaining all those wondrous organs and their functions of appetite and regeneration. Allow me to elaborate. Might I have that impressive pointer of yours, please? Thank you. Take a breath, doctor. Words, numbers, increments, appointments, criticisms, all originate from the left side of the cranium. That spirit which guides your hand is also the first to remind you of the memorable scoldings, the pinched ear, the smack to the face that resounds for a lifetime. It so loves the lizardly structures in your brain, and it wants to live, so it coils tightly, startles easily. It cradles a lifetime of injuries, frets that judgment lurks and clucks in every corner of the town square. It is the awful sire of your worst recurring dreams, drowned out only by unprescribed tinctures. The longer in the barrel, the better. In that compartment, you have stuffed your medical school education, the knack for counting cards, greed, ego, the furthest iteration of pie. It makes you useful, but miserable. To the right side of the cranium is a less charted terrain of non-terrain. The intangibles, the peripheral glimpses, the happy accidents, the old forms give a new pulsation. It is as spacious and mazarine as the cosmos itself. It is this place where the all-elusive soul resides. I do regard this aspect of the brain as the loving parent, the mother who encourages you to paint the gaudy horizons of your choice, to run barefoot in the glorious hill mud, to stare in astonishment at anthills and fireflies, to ponder the prospect of a voiceless benevolence, greater, closer, and more obvious than you can imagine. Can you imagine, doctor? There are also colors completely absent from your chart. There is a hierarchy of color, energy, clever wheels turning east rather than west, and you feel their pull even as you are oblivious to them. Red for the tribe that handed you the duty of medicine. Orange for the energy you expend so recklessly that you are blind to its sacredness. Yellow that leaves you duty-bound to study a pernicious fever that shares its name. Green for that place where we have tried to meet and missed each and every time, even though we can both measure the frequency of that color even without your stethoscope. Blue that catches in the throat when neither of us can find the courage to say, I love you and I always have. Violet for the responsible choices, that least heated color, the wisdom that surpasses the small town mores. And indigo for eternity, The young woman in marble, reaching for the most intense vibration on the spectrum, she who knows the difference between knowledge and wisdom. Show me on this chart where they reside, because they are not depicted. They are perceptible from the bottom up in you, from the crown on down in me, and where we were supposed to meet, in the emerald middle, we seem to vanish, you and I, Doctor, leaving only wisps of sage, brittle leaves, the playwright's choking laughter. Thank you. This is Amelie speaking to Alma. This is called Emblems of Conduct. Here's the deal, Alma. We won't speak the names out loud. We will whisper them to each other when the time comes. Your job is to keep me from becoming sidetracked by my humor. My job is to speak the truth to you, to assure you that what you suffered from was neurasthenia, a nonsense disease ascribed to bright girls from whom the wrong things were expected and to whom the right things were denied. Nobody suffered as much at the hands of small-town doctors as the bright girls did, Alma. You were far more observant than you were ever given credit for. And like every small-town Cassandra, you were ball and chained to a nonsense disease. No wonder the girl you were had to burn away entirely that harsh summer in order for you to survive. Me, I burned for nearly 30 summers, 25 before I even realized that I was on fire. I know that seems like a lot of time to you, but your lifetime is a 2-act play. I have been around for 56 years. It took a long time for the good, sweet girl in me to evaporate. All right, Alma. Now you whisper the name of your crucible boy to me, and I will whisper the name of my crucible boy to you. Give me your hand, Alma. You loved him more than any cool drink of water, any slice of frosted cake, any burst of your favorite color, any perfect day, any song hummed to you by your mother before she lost her marbles, any handkerchief redolent of your favorite sachet, any moment that your father told you he was proud of you, any archangel, any notion of perfection and the hereafter, precisely because that boy was who he was. And in the most secret cache of your heart, that was plenty enough for you. For the girl you were before summer burned away the anima of Alma. On the surface, you seem to have become carnal, selfish, perhaps even cynical. People are so quick to ascribe bitterness to maturity. They mistake the slow pace of recovery for lassitude and indolence. But the truth of the matter is that you saved your most secret self and you began to feed her. And that was an absolute good. We cannot feed love to others if we are not first fed ourselves. So tell me, Alma, what is the name of your new love? And I will tell you mine. I crossed a contested borderline in order to be with mine, Alma. There are those who would judge me for the choice I made, including myself before my many summers of immolation. But the days of Thermidor have tempered both of us, and I suddenly found the muscle to step over the line when love was offered to me for the first time in 21 years. I know. That's a lot of 2-act plays. And I know that's my humor cropping up again. Forgive me. I had to be 56 years old before a man looked at me and told me I was beautiful. I had to be 56 years old before a man said, I have fallen in love with you, Amelie. And he said it first. And I was so tired of being the broken-hearted girl that you, more than anyone, can understand why I had to step over to the side where he stood. As with you, summer had to end for me sometime. It is a day-to-day thing with my new love, and it is not in any way ideal, but someone holds my hand just as I am now holding yours. And someone thinks about me and misses me, just as that handsome stranger outside the casino is surely thinking about you. You understand love better than most, Alma. Don't let any academic knothead tell you otherwise. Oh, you see, I made you laugh. Good for me. Good for you. Conduct yourself with a heart full of love, girlfriend. Display no colors, no adornments, but your own. There is no sin in knowing better. There is no sin in survival.